Didn't mean to put you in a panic.
Okay, and then this is going to be edited. Okay.
Correct. Mary, thank you so much for joining us at the Paint Pro Revolution Summit. Let me start that over. Mary, it's so good to see you. Thank you for joining the Paint Pro Revolution Summit. Tell me a little bit about your business as a color consultant.
Okay. Well, hello, Katie, and thank you for inviting me to join the summit. So I am a color consultant. I have a background in interior design, and to put it in its simplest forms is what I do is I help people make good decisions about their colors, and it could be a lot of what I do is paint. I used to work in a design center on Long Island in New York, and it occurred to me after seeing people being so stressed out about picking paint colors that this could be something that's very helpful. So that is what I do. And I don't know if you want me to elaborate on that or just
No. How many years have you been a color consultant?
I have been a color consultant for probably, well, definitely more than 20 years. I started out just doing interior design, but then, like I said, I worked in a design center. And so I would say it's been over 20 years. Yeah.
Okay. So you're
Mhm.
definitely an expert when it comes to picking out colors.
Yeah.
What have you found to be the most rewarding with working with paint contractors and customers?
Okay, so actually, what I say the most rewarding thing is when I get a hug at the end of the consultation, but that's not the professional part. And actually, yesterday I got a hug. I was like, yes, this is the best part. And then the husband came over and gave me a hug, so that was cute. So the most rewarding part really is helping the people and helping the contractors. And when the contractors will say, that they are very pleased with it, and it's because their customers are too. And I do help to take that off the plate of the contractor, and it's also a value-added service to them, which elevates their position or image or just okay. Editing is wonderful. So it's a value-added service that people really do appreciate. And I suggest to the painters to not wait until the customers ask if they want a color consultation, but just say, if you are having trouble picking colors, there is somebody that can help you. And that's just another resource that they have. And there are different ways that I work with the painters, whether they pay me, the customer pays me, or, there are just so many different ways that we can handle it.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question to you was what does your business model design look like with, are you solely contracting with certain contractors in your area or how do you set that up?
Right. So it's really, I do work with a few contractors. I would say that I want to work with those that have a good reputation because my reputation also hinges on that, and that they do great work. And those are really the primary. And it could be residential, a commercial, a small job, a big job. That doesn't matter to me. But I see myself as a team
Mhm.
with them to get the best for the customer so that they are ultimately happy. Yeah. And I don't know if that answered the
Yep,
question.
no, it
Okay.
answered it beautifully. Walk me through how a color consultant engagement works with the paint contract. Kind of walk me through that
Okay.
flow.
Okay. So if I get a consultation if I get a referral from a painter there, the flow would be that the contractor will, quite often what they do is they will do an email that has me and the client on there, and then them introducing me, telling them that I'm going to help them the client at that point has already said, yes, I would like a consultation. And then I will talk to the painter, see if there are certain parameters of what the job is, like what type of paint that they're going to use. If, say, for instance, if they only are specified for one coat, but it might be a color that they'll need two coats. Is that okay? Do I have to stay in any kind of certain range? And then actually what I do try and do is get them to send me the proposal or the quote so that we're on the same page and that I can ask questions. And then also if I think that there might be an opportunity for more painting, like say for instance, just recently the people were doing an exterior and they were not doing the soffits and the fascia, but the soffits and fascia were yellow, and that yellow would not go at all with the colors
that they
that
were
were there.
picking.
Yeah, so they decided to paint repaint those also.
Nice.
That's just as an example.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I send out a schedule to the client and to the painting contractor with our selections and the placement, and then I'm always available after that. So that instead of the client talking to the painters about the colors, if they want to tweak anything, I'm always available after that to help them if anything needs tweaking, or even if they're awake during the night and they can't, they're like, oh no, I don't know if I made the right choice. I tell them wait until the morning, but call me.
Right?
Yeah.
What's the most challenging thing with working with clients, not paint contractors, but your clients that are picking out the colors?
Actually, I don't find it challenging.
No, okay, that's good. You
I
find the
mean,
right ones.
it's crazy, but I think it's because I have a very calming, I have empathy for them. And I know that it's hard because there are thousands of colors to choose from. So we just start off getting to know each other. Don't worry, this is going to be fine. And I know where you're coming from. And then I just tap into wherever their sore spots are, what they're struggling with, and we just move on from there. So I have, everybody thinks that they are the worst client that I've had. And
Right.
I'm like, no, I said, nobody wants to know that they're just like everybody else, but no, you're not the worst. You're not the worst.
What if a paint contractor is not offering a color consultation
Hmm.
service, either paid or free? How would they go about starting to do that as part of their proposal with a potential client?
Right. So what I would say that I would first do some searches, and you could even go to the paint store where you usually would buy your paint and ask them if they know anybody. Also, I would say that if you do a search online, there are not a ton of color consultants who specialize in that, but I think that's a good way. And then also look for reviews. Another thing is houzz.com,
Mhm.
HOUZZ.com. And there might be other ones out there too that I'm just not aware of. And I would just say, look at the reviews, talk to the people, and see that you're comfortable. I always think that it is better to do an in-home color consultation, home or office or wherever
Mhm.
it is, rather than virtual. But it's fine to do virtual too. It's just that as far as pinpointing the exact color, it will take a little bit longer. But some people, they want a direction to go in a color family, at least to get a start. And that's where virtual will come in.
Now, I know a lot of paint contractors will offer a free color consultation. I think you probably do a much more in depth analysis with working with clients. On average, how much does in the industry a color consultation cost, and what really is the length of that engagement?
Okay, so I only know what I do, and I'm assuming that it's probably average. And that's one of the challenges that I find is that one thing people don't know that they can get help with that. That's number one. And number two, they hear interior designer or color consultant, and they're thinking, I have to be wealthy. And you don't. And it doesn't matter whether it's high end or low end because it really depends on the client's comfortability with picking colors. So if they're really stressed out about it, they're going to want to spend, a few $100s to get the right color. So with that said, the way I do it, I am 150 an hour with the 2 hour minimum. I'm pretty quick because I've been doing it a long time, and a
Mhm.
lot of times we do get done in 2 hours.
Right?
I'm happy when it goes over, but I'm pretty quick. I don't drag it out and usually 3 hours is about all that somebody can handle because then
Mhm.
it's either they hate everything or they love everything after that. So 3 hours is usually, the top. And then if you need to go over, and that would be for people who have very large homes with making lots and lots of decisions. Yeah.
All right. Well, those are some good parameters. You touched on the fact you've been doing this a long time and you have your systems down. How are you aligning yourself and your processes and technology to help you manage your business? Too hard, never mind.
You don't want to know. Okay, so that's another thing I have difficulty with, always have, and I'm sort of resigned to always will. But anyhow,
No, you're good. You're good.
can
Kat, you
we
threw in
get
the
this
process
right?
in there.
Can we get
Your face is all red. What do you foresee color consultation as a career or as a service taking off in the next few years? What is your
that?
outlook on the industry? Is basically what I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah. So as an industry, it depends on your definition of industry, but it's definitely part of the interior design industry. I see it as being an easy way, well, easy for me or other designers to make money. That's really, okay, this is a business thing. So it's like, okay, wham, bam, thank you. It's like you're done, except if they have questions, and it's just that you help them so much. And it's just I can't imagine. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. So when I first started out, I don't think that there was anybody doing just color consultations, and I did it because I was doing interior design. I realized that when somebody had come to the design center that had a panic attack just about, and I was like, oh, you know what, I can do this because, I couldn't sit around wait for this huge client to come and just hire me to do their job. So, and that's how it started. And it's just that I just love doing it. But do I see it? Yeah. And it's more and more. I see a lot of virtual color consultants more
Mhm.
than I do see those that specialize in color consulting. Yeah. I also see interior design as a consultation too,
Mhm.
because there are so many things out there online, and people think that they can do it on their own, the interior design or the color, and then they find out that they can't. But and all they need is a second opinion or yes, this is good, no, this is not, or things like that. So there's one they call it the designer for a day
Mhm.
and designer by your side, but it's the same thing pretty much as the color consulting.
Okay. Yeah, I like those innovative consulting names
Hmm.
for the sessions. It really kind of
Hmm.
makes you feel included and special and, not just here, take a color.
Hmm. Yep. And those two that I mentioned, there are it's in the industry that's sort of what it's called. And there are a few interior design business coaches that have, I think, perpetuated that or initiated it. And I do think that it is really very good.
What if somebody was to where are you located?
I am in Dunedin, Florida, which is part of Tampa Bay area, and I do travel, and that's where I'm located.
And if people wanted to get in touch with you to in Florida to be able to utilize your services or just to learn more on how to better set up a color consultation strategy within their paint
Mhm.
business, how can they contact you?
Okay, sure. So the very best way is the telephone because I can get a better idea of their project and how I can help them and how long it will take. And then sometimes people will jump right to that they want to pick their paint color, but they have other steps that they should do first. So the phone is best. Do you want me to give my phone number?
I I can put it in
Okay.
the thing.
Okay. But also there's a contact us on my website and my email, but I'm going to reach out once I get a contact from you. I am on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and House too. Not
Okay.
as active, but
Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to make sure that the painting world knows about?
I would say just that people really have a very difficult time. And I'm going to use this. There are thousands of colors. And just walking into the paint store and looking at the wall of paint selection is enough to like, I can't do this. What I do is we eliminate. So it's just, it makes it, you can leave that part out, but you're doing your client a favor just to even let them know that there is help out there. And it's sometimes it's not the painter that's dealing with the client. So it could be the salesperson,
Mhm.
could be a project manager, a facility manager, but just to let them know if you are having a problem with color, even before they've started, just say there are people out there that can help you.
Yeah, I think that's really important, you
Hmm.
know, to let because it's very overwhelming when you go in. I love looking at colors. I'm a cool
Hmm.
color person. So I'm drawn to those and I'm drawn to blues. And so I start looking and it's like, I like this color. No, I like this one. I like this one.
Right.
I like this one.
Hmm.
And then I get a sample and I bring it home and it looks terrible because it looked really good on the swatch.
Right. And you know what? Even with you saying I like this one and I like that one, a lot of people go in and they say, I have no idea what I like, and they just turn around and they leave. And it's like they can't do it. And I did also want to say that I can empathize with these people because just yesterday I went looking for shampoo and I did a little video that I'm going to put on Instagram saying, this is why I empathize with you and have compassion because I know what you're going through. And did I come out home with any shampoo? No, I did not because I couldn't decide. Yeah. Also, and I don't know how this will all work in, but one thing is that if a lot of painters, they will give a 1 hour consultation, but then I would charge them for the additional. If they are doing that, it is very important to say in a few different times in the email and on when they're talking and as a follow-up that you will pay Mary directly and this is how much it will be because it's not a good reflection on me or the painter if that's not set up front.
No, that's a wonderful point on how you do that. And I imagine it probably needs to be really clearly documented in the estimate and the contract as well.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And I could think of so many more things.
No,
Yeah.
this is
Uh,
great.
oh
You've
yeah.
you've
I
talked for 22 minutes.
Wow. And also, well, and I guess can you like rearrange things in the video too?
Yep.
Okay, another thing that I always say is that I am not a color dictator. I am a color consultant. So the final decision is always up to the client, but I am there from the beginning to the end to help them make the right decision for them.
And do you have a form that you have the customer sign off on that these are the colors that they're picking?
I don't, the painter does.
Okay.
Yes, and I tell the painter, and the painter knows that I put that in my email that I say to them in my email, I say, be sure to check because I send the list out be sure to check this document very carefully before signing off on your colors with such and such painter. Yeah, because that is important. And these are things that I've learned through experience that you have to do because
And that's
you
how we learn
never,
trial and error and what
yeah,
works, what doesn't work, and refine from there.
yes, yes. But I'm there as a team for anybody, ask me questions. Just keep on asking. And that's it. If a painter wants to ask me questions, I am open. Please call me. I would be happy to just talk to you about it. And that's what I do. I just feel like we're a community and I'm here to help. I'm here to help the clients. I'm here to help the painters, the project managers, facility managers, whoever.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I very much love about the painting industry is that it is a community and everybody brings a spirit of service, whether it's to each
Mhm.
other or to clients that they're working
Mhm.
with. It's always coming
Yep.
from a place of service. So I really
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And the only other thing that I would like to add, which I always do, is that I hope you all have a brightly colored day.
Two.
Okay.
Love it. Thank you so much.